gentlemen, we are back into the quarterfinals. We got Voodoo on your left, Crisis Silver on your right. Kicking off first point of the semifinals.
Both teams 5 bodies alive. Crisis playing the entire back line, it looks like. Same for Voodoo here.
Looks like Crisis changed up some of their jerseys for the second half of the day. Coming out with some white ones. Corner
Voodoo
play for
getting
Crisis.
a check and he's clean.
Snake corner for Crisis gets taken out. Crisis still sitting flat across the back and all the bunkers occupied. Voodoo in the same kind of posture. Both teams playing a little bit more conservatively right now.
Voodoo getting up into the D2. 5 bodies still alive for Voodoo.
Crisis trying to push out wide, gets into D1. He makes it in, but he takes some shots as he's going in. He's in there clean.
Voodoo now in the D1 and the D2.
Voodoo still 5 bodies up.
Neither team has entered the snake yet, though.
Nope, Voodoo has every opportunity to push into the snake. It's a little coordination and communication between those two guys on the snake side, the snake temple and the snake corner. They just need to put in the Crisis temple and somebody can move in there unopposed.
The guy walks off from Voodoo now. I believe it's a 4-on-4 here.
I think it's that's a 3-on-4. I'm only seeing 3 Crisis bodies. Crisis pushes up into D2, still looking cross field.
Is there nobody in that snake corner?
No, I don't see anybody in snake corner for Crisis. Crisis D2 looking tape side. He's trying to cross it up, get that snake corner on Voodoo. He's got the angle. He's got 2 guns on him now. He's taking a lot of pressure. Communication has severely broken down for both sides.
Voodoo moving into D3 here.
Neither team's really talking. We've been saying it all day that when these teams communicate, they're going to be able to know where these gaps are, and neither team is doing that right now. Voodoo trying to push heavy on the Dorito side now.
As another player from Crisis walks off here.
There's the communication.
As Crisis concedes the point.
Crisis concedes that point, throws the towel. 1 point for Voodoo. That was a long point. Neither team really wanted to be too aggressive. I think there's a little semifinal jitters going on there. I don't have a timer.
It's a good minute though.
Make a statement, boys. All right. Up next on the field, Nemesis on your right-hand side versus Tantrum. Nemesis has been dominating the field all day. Let's see if they continue with their 3 guns up going to home. Tantrum's one of those teams that really scouts out the other teams when they're playing and learns from their mistakes. Right now, Nemesis is setting up for their 3 guns up and
2
home.
runners for Tantrum here.
And they do it again. This time 2 guns up on the snake. It does not pay off for them. They drop 1 body. 2 bodies down for Nemesis. Still 2 guns up in the home bunker.
Tantrum's into the S2 now. Still sitting at a 30. He's going straight into it.
He's pushing up
He's
all
up to
the way. He's all the way
50.
to snake 50. I've been saying this all day.
As another body walks off from Nemesis here, and it looks like he may have an injury.
Nemesis drops 3 bodies now. 50 snakes crawling up. He's on the other side. He's about
Tantrum
to blow up
crossing
the
the field
snake side
here.
temple.
In the center of the field.
And he is gone, and that is it.
As he's getting off the
Quick
field.
point. People are not controlling that snake side, and it is coming back to bite them harsh.
Let's see if Nemesis can change up their off the board here and try to put a lane on their guy going to 30 for Tantrum. He's been going there every single match successfully, clean, and then popping right up and getting at least a kill right afterwards.
So all day Nemesis has been putting guns heavy on that Dorito side with that 3 players in the back, and only this time did they switch it up and they had 2 guns on the snake side. What really did them in was their guy that was going to snake side temple got picked off early on as he was trying to make it to his bunker. They've been making some risky plays. They go 3 guns up in the backfield, and then the one guy runs in front of a teammate to make it into the snake. All right, back on the field is Voodoo versus Crisis.
Voodoo 5 alive. Looks like
Crisis also 5 alive. Pushes up
45.
Early. One body down for
Crisis.
Voodoo sitting back on their heels on this one. Oh, as they split the field wide, and he goes out into Dorito 2.
A lot of teams today sitting there doubling up that home, and it seems like they may be waiting just a little too long back there.
Yeah, that home bunker doesn't provide a lot of protection, especially if somebody makes it into the snake. We've seen a few teams get chopped up sitting back at a home with more than one person back there. The way that this field plays, that home bunker doesn't provide a whole lot of cover, and it doesn't really have a whole lot of good angles. It's really just there for communication relay. And the ref calls him out. Crisis loses their guy up the center.
1, 2.
Voodoo still 5 bodies alive. Finally pushing into the snake. Their snake players looking down the line. Crisis has the snake corner on lockdown. Voodoo starting to push up the center. Communicating with each other, trying to tell them to slow roll.
Voodoo making a alive up to the 45 on the D side. As they're taking out the snake corner of Crisis. Crisis conceding the point here. Stopping that time.
That's 2 points for Voodoo. Voodoo has really dominated the field in the second half of the day. Crisis has been a contender for most of the teams out here, and Voodoo's done very well also.
They did come out strong, a little bit more aggressive than last time, and started putting it in there, and then just started to fall apart.
All right, coming back out onto the field is going to be Tantrum and Nemesis. Tantrum with a very aggressive push on that last play. Nemesis coming. I think this is where it's going to start to hurt them, where they're still going those 3 bodies into that home bunker that's not meant for more than 1 or 2 people. They did play Tantrum in the preliminaries, and they crushed them. I think this is where Tantrum had learned their lesson, is developed a strategy against them. Here we go.
3 runners for Tantrum.
Nemesis is no longer doing 3 guns up. They figured it out. Snake side heavy. Nemesis gets 1 into snake 1.
Tantrum making it 5 bodies alive, sitting at the 30 on the D side and the 45 on the snake. Ref coming in to check him though. Did he make
Still
it clean?
5 bodies
He is clean.
alive. Still 5 bodies alive.
Tantrum getting into the S1 now.
Tantrum pushing up hard on the D side.
Tantrum dropping the body out of the snake 30, but
Nemesis losing 2 bodies. Their snake player got taken out.
Tantrum now bumping up to the D4 as another body from Nemesis walks off the field from the home.
And he is gone. Nemesis going to throw the towel. 2 points to Tantrum. What's that? I didn't see it. He was sitting up too high?
Pack was coming out.
Yep. Yep.
Take a note on that.
Nemesis got taken out of the snake from that snake side wedge from Tantrum. Playing up too high and your pack is exposed, and he took a shot in the back. Back on the field, Voodoo and Crisis. Right now, Voodoo is sitting up 2-0 against Crisis. Crisis on your right, Voodoo on your left in the red jerseys. Both teams looking like they're going 4 guns up. And Crisis trying the 3-body breakout.
Voodoo losing a body off the break.
Ref coming to check the home player. If he's hit, that's going to be a penalty. He calls him clean. Crisis, 5 bodies alive. I definitely saw what he was looking at. There's a huge spray of paint coming off the back player in Crisis. And Voodoo dropping 2 bodies. Crisis already in Snake 1, pushing up the center of the field, putting a lot of pressure on that home player. Voodoo might have just dropped another body. He's self-checking his paint, or giving himself a self-check. The ref's checking him out. Ref calls him clean.
Oh, that's a bold move for Crisis there.
He makes it in there, but not unnoticed. And he gets taken out by Voodoo.
Voodoo bumping out to the D side, hitting the D2, immediately getting chopped up.
He gets chopped up from Snake 50. Crisis doing a good job here, trying to control the field from the Snake side, and he's about to push up. And he blasts the Snake side temple. And home is gone. Snake side just chops him up. As Crisis screams down the field.
Smart move by Crisis Snake player, working those angles to get those shots.
He came screaming down the field to save on that time. He was not waiting.
Make sure you take an out with these Zoom programming.
Great point by both Crisis and Voodoo on that last play. Alright, coming back on the field is going to be Tantrum and Nemesis. Right now it's do or die for Nemesis. They are down on points by 2. If they lose again, it will be mercy ruled. They cannot throw the towel.
30 seconds here.
They've got plenty of time. Those last
Nemesis
2 points.
calls a timeout or not.
They've had some pretty quick points. Nemesis is not.
Super cool. We had a way to see the clock for the game.
1 minute call for Nemesis to be out on the field.
Trying to make sure they have that gameplay in check to hopefully not get knocked out of the tournament.
Taking their time. Formulating a strategy. They've been a powerhouse all day. It's surprising to see them just go so quickly.
You know, they're doing it right, though. They're taking their time. They're not getting too overwhelmed here. Going to go out there and just, conduct their game plan and see how it pays out for them.
"20 seconds on the clock before the game starts. Interesting lineup. Looks like they're about to go 4 guns up. They're lined up for that.
3 runners for Tantrum. 2 guns. Oh, he left
Early start. That should be a penalty.
Start.
And the refs do not call it.
Tantrum at the 30 and the 45, dropping the body off Nemesis here. Nemesis still sitting in the 45 on the D side, though.
Ooh. Tantrum pushing up heavy into the center of the field.
Tantrum now getting to the snake, sitting in the S1 now, directly to the S2, wasting no time in this snake.
Tantrum pushing up heavy, now into the snake
Communication.
50.
Tantrum's guy on the wire talking straight up to that snake player, letting him know that it's clear and just keep moving. Gets straight up to the 50 and takes out the 45 on the D side for Nemesis.
Nemesis losing their next forward player. They're sitting with 3 bodies in the backfield.
Nemesis losing their D2 guy now.
Now 2 bodies to Nemesis. Nemesis pushing up into the insert bunker. Doesn't know what trouble he's in, and he gets torched.
Holmes walking off the field. Snake inserts walking off the field.
As Tantrum takes it 3 out. All right, back on the field, Voodoo and Crisis. Voodoo is up by 1 point. Crisis needs this point to tie it in order to not get knocked out. Voodoo just needs to play it smart. Lining up, Voodoo on the side.
Got a snake runner and D runner for Crisis here.
And Voodoo makes it 5 bodies alive.
Crisis also 5 bodies alive.
Voodoo, snake corner, trying to control that snake. They got dominated last time by that snake player, and they learned their lesson. 2 bodies at the home bunker, sitting tight.
Crisis now sitting in D2.
Voodoo really sitting back a little bit, trying to dominate the field from the backfield. Crisis making a move down the Dorito side. Here comes big play, and he gets taken out. Crisis trying to capitalize on that, pushing up on the left side.
Now, Voodoo did have 4 guns looking on all of
Crisis
the
running up the
side
gets
when
torched.
they did that.
Suicide
Crisis
run.
trying to make something happen.
And he gets blasted, close range. They just threw away 3 bodies for that one, and all they got was 1
Crisis
trade out.
moving to the S1. They still have a guy in the D2 though.
Crisis split the field, Snake 1 and Dorito 2. Voodoo sitting good, 4 bodies alive, sitting in the backfield. Playing it smart. He makes a move up to
I don't
the
think
Dorito
they
side
know.
wedge.
Do they know there's a guy still in the D2?
No, I'm not. Oh,
I haven't seen any pain going that way. It looks like
Voodoo's-
they're still trying to figure out where another player's at.
Voodoo's not communicating very well. And there's the time. That match is going to go to Voodoo. It sounds like their game plan was to sit back and wait for Crisis to make the mistakes.
You know, when you're low on time and you got to do something, you know, you got to go out there and get after it. There's no sense in just hiding in your bunkers the entire time and throwing it away.
Absolutely.
It's all about how you execute that plan on that low time.
Playing smart. All right, waiting for the announcement of the next matchup.
Oh, they do? Yeah, they do. Who's on D5? Nobody you know. No, Barry. Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to play with Aiden. Yo, Aiden's not bad, man.
All right, right now we are on a 5-minute break, about to go into the finals. The matchup fighting for third place is Crisis and Nemesis, and fighting for first and second. Ooh, excuse me, fighting for first place is Tantrum and Voodoo. There's going to be a 5-minute break. We're going to take a break and we will be back as soon as the first match starts. Stay with us. Welcome back. As we can see, it's been a celebrity-packed day. Currently up here with us, we have the actor who plays Thor. Say hello, Leonardo DiCaprio in the white shirt. All right, taking the field now. Nemesis on your left-hand side, Crisis on your right-hand side. Ooh. All right, all right, all right. Matthew McConaughey. Alright, I believe this is the first matchup of the day for Nemesis and Crisis. They have not played each other yet. Here we go. Crisis
Nemesis
with
going
a
straight
delayed
in, making
breakout.
it clean. 5 bodies alive for Nemesis.
Crisis 5 up as well.
Nemesis snake player getting shot out, moving a little bit too high with his pod pack poking up.
Crisis sitting
Nemesis
flat a
had
little
another
bit.
body dropping off the D side here, filling out to the can.
2 players sitting back at home for Crisis. One of them looking to make that move out to the Dorito.
Nemesis bumping into the D2 here.
And 2 players from Crisis making Dorito at the same time. Dorito 2 and Dorito 3. Bold move. Crisis player getting checked. He gets called clean. Looking to capitalize on that Dorito side. They're pushing heavy for Crisis. Not much movement going on. Crisis starting to push up a little bit on the snake side. Moving into the insert bunker, looking cross field.
You know,
A lot of pressure being put on Nemesis's D2 player now.
Crisis is playing super conservative here. Not giving them any wiggle room, crossing up their lanes, really controlling the field here.
Crisis moving up on the Dorito side. Now in Dorito 4, making a smart play. Looking on the outside. 2 players outside for Crisis Dorito. Dorito 4 now looking inside, trying to shoot the home. And Dorito 2 gets blown up, waiting for the refs to call it. He definitely got shot in his gun. He's still on the field. Snake player for Crisis. Our Crisis blows up the snake player for our Nemesis. Crisis now pushing up into Snake 1. Holmes putting some pressure on him. Snake corner for Nemesis trying to hold the line as they gunfight. Crisis gets blown out of the snake by the corner.
Here.
Picked a bad gunfight and he lost. Still 4
Nemesis
bodies up.
losing their home player.
It's now 4-on-2 in favor of Crisis. Lest my eyes deceive me, Dorito 2 is still in. Maybe he did not get hit. From where I'm sitting, it looked like he got blown up. Crisis having an equipment malfunction.
Nemesis getting out of the corner here, cutting back to the inside, trying to get some angles here to take some of these Crisis players out.
Both teams taking their time. Here we go, big play, moving down
Crisis
the Dorito
making a
side. He
big
blows
move.
up Dorito
Bunkering out
2.
D2.
Slips,
Biffing
and he
it.
gets chewed up. Well worth the trade out. As Crisis starts stalking down the field.
So 1-on-3 here. Kind of surprised that Nemesis here hadn't, conceded the point.
Oh, and he takes one to the face. There we go. And Crisis takes the point. Picking paint up off the ground.
Crisis taking full advantage of what they caused this time.
I really think that Nemesis played too much emphasis on their 3 bodies into the home bunker. It worked out all day, but now that the teams have gotten smarter and the caliber has gotten a little bit better as the day's gone on, it's not working out for them. They haven't practiced any other moves, and I feel like they're not capitalizing on those different angles. All right, back on the field for first and second is Voodoo and Tantrum. First match of the finals here. Voodoo on your right hand side, Tantrum on your left. And Voodoo goes snake heavy. 5 bodies alive for Voodoo. Tantrum 5 bodies alive. 1 in the snake 1 for Voodoo. From Tantrum, excuse me. Dorito 2, Dorito 1 getting checked out by the rest for Voodoo, and he's still alive. Tantrum making a play up the center, and he gets torched. He's gone, but he takes out Dorito 1. Voodoo making a heavy play on that snake side. Voodoo's home player bumps out to the pin on Dorito side. Tantrum making a risky move. It's a mirror gunfight. Voodoo sitting back, being patient. 1 snake player and 1 snake corner. Tantrum loses another body.
Voodoo making it into S1.
This communication is where it's key. Tantrum has no control over Dorito side, and Voodoo is not taking advantage of that. Snake 1 getting checked out by the ref. He's clean. Snake 1 on both sides. They're gunfighting down the line. Tantrum snake player looking inside. Has a run through, and he gets picked up, and it's a waste. He tries to run the inside lane. Their snake player for Voodoo throws it away. Three bodies alive for Voodoo. Voodoo's starting to push up on the Dorito side. Not capitalizing still that the Dorito is completely open. If he pushes all the way down, there is nobody covering those angles.
Now he does have Tantrum does have the S1 over here. Oh, there comes another body off for Tantrum. Tantrum sitting in the S1 doing a good job of keeping that lane rolling over there at the Doritos.
Tantrum snake player trying to gunfight the snake corner now.
I believe he's the only one here.
Nope, Voodoo, again,
Voodoo's
Voodoo
still
not
not
capitalizing
on this.
They know, they just called that he's the last player, and everybody's sitting back trying to shoot him. The way that you win these gunfights is you spread those angles for it to be too hard for him to gunfight it. Absolutely, paint is going to become a factor soon. Ref's calling Snake 1 out. Snake 1 is gone.
Point for Voodoo. I'm pretty sure the D side player didn't have any.
And Voodoo takes that point.
He had a pod left in the D side there.
It's where communication is going to be key for these teams here, especially in these last few points when it really matters.
Like you said earlier, communication and capitalizing. If you're up on bodies, there's no reason when it's a 3-on-1 to not start making the attack.
Absolutely. The net keeps blowing into our camera and knocking it off center. Here we go. Nemesis on your right, Crisis on your left, coming back out. Crisis took the first set between these two. Crisis in the white jerseys, Nemesis in the red.
2 runners for Crisis.
There we go. And Nemesis defaults back to their 3 bodies at home technique. Pushing out. There's
Crisis
that risky
dropping a body
move.
on the D side.
And he makes it. Nemesis stepping it back up. Crisis drops the body. No team in the snake yet. Crisis sitting flat across the back. Neither team has anybody in the Doritos, and neither team is looking to make those moves either. Crisis
another body
really
walks off the
locking
field
down
with
that Dorito
Crisis.
side, so Nemesis can't move in there, and Crisis
snake
loses
side.
another body.
A body walking off from the home for Nemesis here.
Nemesis still has 4 bodies alive. Crisis loses another body. It's now a 2-on-4. Finally, Nemesis making that move into the Dorito side. Crisis losing their 4th body. Gunfight between Home and Snake 1 as the rest of Nemesis starts to move down Dorito side, hunting. They smell blood in the water. I hear their communication. Nemesis trying to figure it out. Their home player is about to get destroyed as Nemesis is in the Snake 50 now. Nemesis trying to figure it out. Crisis is fighting. Home player for Crisis hanging on tooth and nail. Nemesis advancing slowly, not taking advantage of the fact that it's a 4-on-1 and they can't get him out.
Yeah, for being the last guy, he's got great composure here, though.
He's about to take it, and he gets destroyed. Nemesis is going to take that point.
He did a great job of holding him off as long as he could, though.
Yes, absolutely. That's a point where they could have conceded it, but he sat in there, wasted some time, and it was a 4-on-1, and he held him off to the bitter end.
It took Nemesis a little while to try to figure out if there was, one body or if there was another body out there. They just couldn't get their communication up and figure out what was going on there.
Their Snake player not taking advantage of the fact that you can't be seen from anywhere, and he sat at the 50 and just tried to duke it out. Risky moves. The rest of Nemesis not taking advantage of the fact that he can only watch one side at a time. Coming back out on the field, it's Voodoo and Tantrum switching sides. Tantrum on your right, Voodoo on your left in the bright red jersey. Voodoo showing 4 guns up, 1 snake corner.
3 runners for Tantrum.
3 runners for Tantrum as they push up heavy into the middle. And it pays off. He makes it. 5 bodies alive for Tantrum.
Voodoo, 5 bodies alive. Nope, just body dropping out to the corner for Voodoo here.
Tantrum player tries to make it into the D3, and he makes it alive.
Voodoo getting up into the D2. Spread across the back line here.
Voodoo loses the body as he walks off the field. Coming across from the snake side. Tantrum controlling that snake side with snake corner and the snake insert.
Tantrum sitting at the 30 and the 40 here. In the D3. Tantrum getting to the S1.
Voodoo making moves up the middle. Tantrum still sitting back.
Tantrum's got a loader down, trying to get their things together here. Some paint, wiping it out, getting it back up.
Must be that pink paint they're shooting.
S2 coming in hot, chopping up the D2. As Tantrum goes down and clears the field, running it through.
Tantrum runs straight down the middle and he trades out. As guns go silent, Tantrum starts sweeping down the field to make sure it's clear. Oof. Oof.
Ouchies.
That was questionable. There was definitely a hit on one of the Tantrum players in the back, and everybody's dead at this point. But he definitely just wiped that hit off. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. There's no bunker rub when you're a back player. That's for sure. Especially on your pods. Crisis coming back out on the field to face Nemesis. It is currently 1-1. Crisis on your right hand side, white jerseys.
Now Nemesis did switch back to their tripling home that last point, and it worked out well for them. So let's see if they do it again.
Guns. Ten seconds on the board. Crisis showing 5 guns up. Nemesis. Nemesis, 3 guns in the home bunker again. Going heavy
Tower's
Dorito
getting
side.
a check right now by a ref. And he is clean for Nemesis.
Crisis
Nemesis
pushing into
getting into
snake
the
1
snake
and he makes
insert.
it.
Filling out to the can. As a body's walking off a Crisis.
Crisis corner gets taken out. Correction, that was a snake player gets taken out. Crisis still sitting flat across the back.
There's another body drops from Crisis coming out of the home.
Crisis sitting flat across the back. 3 bodies alive. Nemesis sitting 4 alive. Neither team taking advantage of what's the situation here. Home locking down that Dorito side bunker, and Nemesis pushes out to Dorito 2. And then to Dorito 3. Nobody in the middle for Nemesis as they push heavy on Dorito side. Both guns shooting in cross field at the snake side temple for Crisis.
Crisis losing a body out of the D side can.
Nemesis pushing up the middle. Crisis Nemesis pushing up Dorito side now. Crisis.
Can they close this point?
And time gets called. That's a draw. That point was a draw. That matchup was a draw. We'll see if they go to overtime. If not, it's going to come down to how they performed all day based on the speed of their points, the point spread. There's no sandbagging it throughout the day as these can come back to bite you towards the end of the day. Coming back out on the field for the last point, Voodoo and Tantrum.
We've definitely seen some hard-fought matches today, though.
Voodoo and Tantrum are definitely duking it out. Their points have gone on long. Again, we don't have the clock up here, but I highly anticipate that there's not much time left. Right around a minute for both teams. It looks like we're taking a referee timeout so they can do maintenance on one of the bunkers. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes the truth hurts. What you see here is both sides taking a knee for Harambe. May he rest in power. Alright, both teams set to go.
Snake runner
Again,
for Voodoo. 4
Tantrum,
guns.
heavy runners. Only one gun up for Tantrum. Taking positions deep up in the field. Tantrum, 5 bodies alive.
Voodoo, 5 bodies alive. As the ref goes in and check out the 30 on Tantrum. And he's going to call him out.
Tantrum loses a body. Voodoo is up.
Definitely should have been a minor.
5 alive for Voodoo. Tantrum's down 1. Up in the D3, Voodoo's controlling the center of the field right now, all the way up into the 40-yard line. Voodoo's still sitting flat, 5 bodies across the backfield as Tantrum continues to advance up the middle despite being down 1. Ref's coming to check out Dorito 3. And he calls him clean. Tantrum loses another body. It's now 3 on 5. Dorito 3 and the center are talking to each other, trying to formulate a game plan. How are they going to get out of this one?
Voodoo across the back line, controlling the field for the most part. Trying to keep them locked into the center of the field so they can't come back out and advance on them.
Voodoo playing it slow. Again, shooting right-handed out of the left side of your bunker, not the best technique.
Tantrum getting to S1.
It's starting to sprinkle slightly. Voodoo really hammering down on Dorito 3. Putting a lot of pressure on him. He's not able to pop out. Oh, and he takes some hits, and he's gone. Dorito 3 is gone.
Tantrum moving up to the S2 now.
Voodoo has the advantage. Can they capitalize on it? They see him move up. He's in the snake too.
How much room we got?
Running out of time. Voodoo's contemplating what should they do. Creeping up the field slowly. Oh, they're coming close. Tantrum's player's about to get torched. He keeps playing wide like that.
Tantrum
There he
gonna
is,
do the
shot on
50
the back.
snake as a towel is called.
Time is called.
Oh, time is called.
Ooh, and it's starting to sprinkle on us, ladies and gentlemen.
So the weather's held out us all day. Let's see how these teams take the rain in.
Looks like Crisis and Nemesis are going back on the field. This is the tiebreaker between Nemesis and Crisis. Neither game, neither matchup, either team wanted us to make any mistakes. Voodoo playing it a little bit too slow. They had dominance on that, and they could have taken it. Here we go. Crisis on your right, Nemesis on your left. Let the rain fall down. And it looks like they are calling the players off the field for safety. Everybody out there is so sweet, they don't want them to melt in this rain because they are made of sugar. And the head event coordinator decides the rain is not enough to stop progress. We're going to push forward. Onward and upward towards victory.
Well, playing on turf, we had no slippery action here. Let's see how these dives and slides work out for them now.
That's a very good point. These dives and slides are going to be severely affected by this weather. This turf is going to become very slick. I suspect that we're going to see some people overslide quite a bit if they're not taking into account the rain here.
Now, if you know there's going to be some oversliding here, what would you typically look for here, JD?
Ooh. Well, if you know that you're going to be oversliding, you might want to start your slides early and anticipate being a little bit more careful, making sure you have enough room to make it in there. Really focus on sure footing over those shots, because if you don't make it into your bunker, it doesn't matter how good of a shot you are.
Hopefully these guys here start do a little extra shooting out farther instead of their normal lane, trying to catch those overslides.
We know Nemesis isn't going to have a problem with oversliding because they're going to go 3 guns up to that home bunker again.
You got to do what works there, and they're doing a great job on it.
There it is, 3 guns up in the home. Oh, and they come out.
He's going straight to the
There
30.
it is, super slide all the way up into the 40-yard line by Nemesis. Already taking advantage of that extra slick turf.
Crisis Snake player walking off the field here as Nemesis fills out and gets into the S1, or into the Snake insert.
The ways that this rain can affect the players, if they don't have a rain lid on their hopper, it can get down into the top and start to mess up how the shots go. Price is sitting back, 2 players at home. Not being aggressive at all. They don't have full control of the wings yet. Crisis moving out to Dorito 2, and he makes it. Sloppy slide in, but he makes it in clean. And now he pushes out to snake side corner. And just as quick as it came, the rain is gone. Nemesis pushing all the way up to Dorito 3. Still sitting farther forward than Crisis. Crisis drops
And
another
the body
body.
walks off for Nemesis here.
They have lost their snake side corner. Nemesis needs to capitalize on that. Nemesis drops a body. Still pushed up heavy on the Dorito side. It's 4 for Nemesis, 3 for Crisis. Crisis heavy on the Dorito side. Nobody on the snake side. Nobody on Nemesis side willing to dive into that snake. This is where that athleticism heavily comes in. It really takes somebody who can move good on their feet and on their belly to get into that snake position. You see a lot of guys that are older or not as agile or nimble. They don't want to make those moves. Paint still coming in on the back corner for Crisis, but there is no player there. There's lack of communication going on from Nemesis. Ooh, Crisis drops another body. It's now a 2-on-4.
Nemesis getting into that D4.
Slowly pushing up, trying to capitalize on that gain. Nemesis pushing out wide. And Crisis loses their back player at home. The only one left is Dorito 2. Does not sound like Nemesis is talking. Nobody's putting pressure on Dorito 2. He's in there by himself. Here he comes. He's now in Dorito 50. Dorito 2 is now finally starting to take pressure. He's getting pressured from 2 sides now. He's trying to gunfight back. He doesn't get hit. There it is. He is gone. And Nemesis is going to take that one, securing a 3rd place victory.
Somebody lost the tank cover. Technically, that's a penalty. I don't think they're going to hit you with a tank cover. Yes, they do. Really? I've been hit before. Really?
Some of the commentators up here arguing on whether losing equipment counts as getting out. I would say losing your pride will probably cost you more than anything.
Anybody ever tell you you're on some next level?
Yeah, when I EPL in 2013, probably got a penalty because I lost the tank cover. No, this is fine.
Yeah, we're about to wrap up.
They're like, what, 1 or 2 points left?
This is the warm-up matches for the day.
It was a big rain delay.
All right, back on the field.
Probably last point.
This is for the big kahuna. Tantrum on your left, Voodoo on your right. Voodoo dominated it last time, but they did not capitalize that they had 5 bodies versus 2, and they let the time run out. Once again, refs are calling a timeout. All players taking a knee for Harambe. They're going to go do some bunker maintenance.
If you could tell Connor and my favorite here to stop making fun of it, it'd be great.
Looks like Tyler used to look.
Right? Been a minute since
I'm with you. I shot the shit out of him in practice the other day. He's on the D3 split. Air quotations.
Yeah, those are some big air rotations.
He shot the shit out of somebody on my team. Purposely shot him. Shot him like 5 times in the neck, you know? Like, bro, I don't play that shit. That's how you do it. I was like, it's one thing if you overshoot him, but he dropped his gun, took a step, picked his gun back up, and just went to fucking shoot the shit out of him. That happened on some other practice. That's how I go. Come on, down, bro.
Taking a quick break as the refs do maintenance on the field. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 10 seconds on the board. Voodoo on your right, Tantrum on your left. This is for the big tamale. Tantrum going aggressive up the center again, and he makes it.
Getting back
Voodoo,
up into that
5
30 for Tantrum. 5 bodies alive for Tantrum.
Both teams really gunning it out. Nobody wanting to make any moves. Voodoo able to split the field, makes it to Dorito 2. And Tantrum gets blown up in the center. One body down. Voodoo has the advantage.
Tantrum getting into the S1. Tantrum getting into the D3.
Three guns are looking Dorito side from Voodoo. Switching back over to the Snake. Tantrum pushing up. He's now in a Snake 2. Dorito 2 is about to be in trouble. Snake 2 looks cross field. Voodoo's putting a lot of pressure on Tantrum. Dorito 3. Guns are rolling hard for Voodoo. Now it's switched over. Tantrum's the ones rolling the guns. Tantrum loses another body. Snake corner for Tantrum is gone. Voodoo still sitting flat. 4 bodies across the back.
Voodoo's
Moves
up into the D3
now. Tantrum trying to hold down that snake line. He's trying to gunfight Voodoo's snake corner. He's at a disadvantage. He's laying down, can't snap out as fast. Tantrum has 2 guns on the snake corner, trying to keep him in. Oh, and Dorito 3 for Tantrum gets tagged in the head. He's gone. Tantrum trying to backfill out, and he makes it up into Dorito 2. Snake 2 and Dorito 2 are the last 2 for Tantrum. They need to sit back and cross it up. Make some smart plays until Voodoo makes a mistake.
Voodoo losing a body.
Tantrum all the way up into Dorito 4.
Ghosting off that mini Aztec there.
Voodoo
as he gets
drops
back
body.
into, that was a smooth little retreat there.
Tantrum blows it up as Voodoo loses 3 bodies.
Tantrum just lost their Snake 2 though.
It's now 1-on-1. The Snake player for Tantrum got blown up. It's Dorito 1 for Voodoo and Dorito 4 for Tantrum. Neither of them sure if anyone else is left.
So.
They're both head checking. This is going to be tense as they both sit back in the Dorito.
Now the question is, did he know that he moved forward?
He knows now. Both. And Voodoo takes it
that one.
with the snapshot. Confident. Calls him out. Ref agrees with him. And he runs down. Dancing like a schoolgirl. Voodoo takes it. Ooh. And Voodoo chooses to taunt Tantrum, calling aloha, which is their all clear. Oh. People yelling from the field now, telling him to check his pod pack. Refs has made the final call. Talking after the game from the Tantrum pits. A little bit of hostilities. Refs are getting them all good. That's what you get for taunting him. And the field is cold. Congratulations to Voodoo for taking first place. Tantrum second place. And what was the final verdict for Crisis and Nemesis? It started to rain. I did not see what the final count was. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you're right. Nemesis did take that one. Nemesis for third place. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this live cast CPSL event number 2 live out of Jacksonville Paintball Park for the D5 here on Saturday. Tomorrow, Division 4, Sunday for event 2. It's going to be a heated matchup between all the teams coming out. We've got between 13 and 15 teams coming out for the D4, and it's going to be a good gunfight. Please join us again tomorrow starting at 8 a.m. We will be going live again.